One of Australia's big four banks has an alarming warning for homeowners, predicting major interest rate rises this year. Kenny Heatley is live in Sydney this morning. Kenny, what's the ANZ Bank forecasting?
Kenny, they're forecasting an interest rate rise of 0.5% each month until the end of this year. So 4 more interest rate rises of 0.5%. Taking the official cash rate to 3.35% by November. Currently, it's 1.35%. That means that an average home loan, the repayments on that are going to be rising by $1,300 more per month. Now, if you take the rises that we've already seen as well, people at the end of this year on an average home loan are going to be paying around $2,000 more compared to last year, at the end of last year. So that's a significant rise, considering that households are facing inflationary pressures as well and cost of living continues to rise. There was a report that was issued by S&P Global that mentioned that mortgage arrears are going to be rising in the second half of the year, and 30% of homeowners are going to be paying about 40% more. So that is quite alarming. The RBA is not too worried, though. They're saying that households can absorb higher interest rates because they're saying significant buffers have been built up by households in the form of savings and equity, and most homeowners are ahead on their mortgage repayments anyway. But I must stress that this is just the ANZ saying this, but generally the financial markets are predicting that interest rates are going to be rising up to about 3.5% by the middle of next year.
Yeah, and the RBA in the news this morning, Kenny, Jim Chalmers will launch a federal inquiry into the Reserve Bank of Australia. So what's the objective?
Well, this is the first review into the RBA of its kind in over 30 years, and we're going to be hearing this announcement very soon, a little bit later on this morning. It's a broad-based review into the board's governance, the performance of the RBA, its culture as well, but a key focus is going to be the appropriateness of the RBA's inflation targeting, forecasting and response. And now, this is as Australia and the world faces an inflation crisis, but the RBA has also copped a bit of criticism in recent times after the RBA Governor, Philip Lowe, late last year said interest rates aren't going to rise until 2024. Well, here we are. We've already had 3 interest rates this year and a lot more to come. Now, the opposition is saying, well, we need to be careful because any changes to the RBA's inflation mandate response could lead to detrimental outcomes for the economy. The Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, is saying this is not an attack on the RBA, it's just making sure the independent central bank is fit for purpose as Australia faces its toughest economic times since the 1990s. So we're going to be hearing a lot more about this throughout the morning. Pete?
No doubt about that. Yeah, 0.1% was the cash rate that Philip Lowe thought would stretch into 2024. According to the ANZ, it may well be going to 3.35% by the end of the year. That is a staggering miscalculation, and the Treasurer will be coming up in the program shortly to talk about that too. Kenny Heatley, thank you.